これより式場後方の通路から後期を先頭に総長並びにご来賓としてマックス・プランク外国国際刑法研究所所長のウィリフィ・ズィーバー様、画家本学芸術功労者栄誉フェロー医事院の藪野健様に続きまして、元総長、将棋院会長、将棋院副会長、校友会代表幹事、副総長、常任理事、理事、幹事、医事院並びに教職員が、もう一方の列には学術院長、学部長、研究課長並びに教職員が入場いたします。All honored guests, as well as the President, members of the Executive Board, senior deans, undergraduate and graduate deans, faculty members, and staff of Waseda University, will now enter from the back of the arena hall. 後期に続きますのが、田中愛治第17代総長です。Following the bearer of the university flag is the 17th President of Waseda University, Aiji Tanaka.
Good morning, and welcome to the Fall 2019 entrance ceremony of Waseda University, as well as the awarding of an honorary doctorate degree of Waseda University. Today's ceremonies will also be broadcast to the entrance ceremony of the Graduate School of Information, Production and Systems in our Kitakyushu campus in Fukuoka Prefecture. To begin, I would like to introduce our honorable guests. First, Professor Ulrich Sieber, Director of the Max Planck Institute for Foreign and International Criminal Law in Germany. I will give a detailed introduction of Professor Sieber later, right before the conferral ceremony of an honorary doctorate degree. Next, I would like to introduce Professor Ken Yabuno, the artist and recipient of the Waseda University Award for Distinguished Service to Art, Honorary Fellow, and Loyal Donor. Professor Yabuno taught at the Art and Architecture School and the Faculty of Science and Engineering from 1919 to 2014, where he engaged in research and education on the art, architectural engineering, and urban artistic expression theory. As an artist, Professor Yabuno has painted many scenes of Waseda campuses as it appeared across the ages, from the university's early years to the present, and he may be the artist with whom Waseda students and alumni are most familiar. In 2009, Professor Yabuno was awarded the Japan Art Academy Prize and was also elected as the academician of the Japan Art Academy. Now, let us turn to President Aiji Tanaka, who will present a welcoming address to our incoming students.
To all incoming students, congratulations on your entrance to Waseda University. My hearty congratulations are extended also, of course, to the student parents, other family members, and friends. On behalf of Waseda University, I'm delighted to take this opportunity to offer some words of welcome. Today, 374 students are entering undergraduate programs, while 677 students are entering the Graduate School of Waseda University. I really hope each one of you will have a fruitful and joyful student life at Waseda. For the incoming student present today, I'd like to share our future vision of Waseda with you. Since the time I was inaugurated as president on November 5th, 2018, I have been advocating a new long-term goal for Waseda. I have been saying that faculty members of Waseda University, as well as the administrative staff, should be determined to make Waseda one of the world's top-notch universities, no matter how long that may take. The reason behind my thinking is that the top universities in the United States in the 1930s, they took 40 years to catch up with the leading universities in Europe. In the early 30s, such American giants as Harvard, Yale, and Columbia were far behind their top European counterparts, such as Oxford and the University of Paris. But they made up their mind to catch up with the world-leading European universities of their time. That is exactly what they did, and indeed, they went on to surpass them in the 1970s. It took those American universities 40 years of dedication and effort. Therefore, unless we at Waseda make up our mind to catch up with the leading universities of the world now, Waseda will not become one of those top-notch universities. Those who now teach at Waseda or work for Waseda should make up their mind to achieve that goal. At the same time, you students should have faith that you now belong to a university that will surely be one of the world's leading universities in the future. The reason for this is that the alumni of Waseda University have for a long time been contributing greatly to Japanese society and have made Waseda well known abroad. Now, I'd like to ask you to contribute to people around the globe in some way and make Waseda's name truly global one. However, contributing to human beings around the globe does not mean that you must work outside of Japan or in an international setting such as the United Nations, but rather that you should work with your pride and determination to contribute to human society in some way you can, no matter how small the city you belong to or the organization you belong to. The important thing is not the size of your city or your organization. It is that you should be confident in contributing to your fellow global citizens in some way. In order to contribute to others, you must learn how to use your own brain, how to think about the solutions that each community will need. Nowadays, around the globe, we human beings face problems to which no one knows a complete solution. Problems like global warming, the growing gap between the rich and poor, conflict between nations, the polarization of politics within advanced democracies. You name it, the list goes on and on. No one knows the complete solution to any of those problems. Indeed, no single solution may not exist. It may be that there are multiple solutions to each problem. It is your task to come up with your own solution. At the same time, you should be exposed to people with a different language than your own, a different nationality, different ethnicity, different religion, different gender, different sexual orientation, a different culture and set values. You should become able to understand how other people feel and think. In other words, you should be able to understand diversity. When you achieve that, your solution to the problem that we face will be persuasive to people around the globe. In order to understand diversity, the best approach is to study together with students from other nations and regions. There are currently nearly 8,000 international students studying at Waseda every year. Furthermore, more than 4,600 Waseda students leave Japan to study abroad every year. You must seize every opportunity to utilize this environment to enhance your understanding of diversity. Similarly, we faculty members and administrative staff should do our best to provide you with a superlative educational environment that allows you to graduate from Waseda University with the confidence to contribute to human society around the globe in some way. Please study hard while you are a student of Waseda University, but at the same time, make sure to enjoy your student life. When you graduate from this university, I hope you will have found at least one thing to which you are determined to devote yourself. Once again, I wish you a wonderful and fruitful student life at Waseda. Good luck to you all, and best wishes.
Next, we will begin the Honorary Doctorate Conferral ceremony. At Waseda University, we confer honorary doctoral degrees upon individuals who have made outstanding contributions to academia, the arts, society, or humanity, especially those who we believe are deserving of public recognition. We are pleased to award today's honorary doctorate to Professor Ulrich Sieber, the director of the Max Planck Institute for Foreign and International Criminal Law. Please allow me to briefly introduce Professor Sieber. Professor Sieber studied law at the University of Tübingen, University of Freiburg, and University of Lausanne, obtaining his doctorate in law as well as passing the bar exam in 1977. After working as an attorney specialized in computer law beginning in 1978, he went on to hold professorships at the University of Bayreuth, University of Würzburg, where he also served as Dean of Faculty of Law, and University of Munich. In 2003, Professor Sieber was appointed director of the Max Planck Institute for Foreign and International Criminal Law, which is widely known as the largest comparative criminal law research center in the world. In this capacity, he has introduced successive new projects to keep in step with the times, including the creation of an online system to disseminate information about criminal law in countries around the world. He also has served as the head of numerous academic associations, and as a leading researcher, Professor Sieber is actively involved in a wide range of international organizations around the world, such as the United Nations. The same year that Professor Sieber became director, Waseda's Corporate Law and Society project was selected as one of the 21st century COE programs funded by our Ministry of Education, and the Max Planck Institute for Foreign and International Criminal Law became our most important partner institution for joint research. With his broad global perspective, Professor Sieber played an important and academically stimulating role at international symposia to the benefit of many of our researchers, graduate students, and alumni. While our university and the institute had enjoyed a long and close relationship previously, our ties have grown even stronger thanks to the tireless effort of Professor Sieber. We will now present Professor Sieber with the honorary diploma and academic hood.
I will speak in Japanese. 学域、ウィリヒ・ゼーバー。帰化は豊富な学食と学エッセルを持って、法律学分野に多大な貢献をなすとともに、マックス・プランク外国国際刑法研究所所長として、本大学との学術交流を推進するなど、国際社会における学術研究の発展に寄与した功績は誠に顕著である。よって本大学はその規則に従い、早稲田大学名誉博士の学位を贈呈する。2019年9月21日、早稲田大学総長、田中愛二。Congratulations.
Now, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Zever to deliver the recipient address. Professor Zever, please come to the podium.
Distinguished representatives of Waseda University, President Professor Tanaka, former President Nishihara, Vice Presidents, Executive Directors, Deans and colleagues, dear students and guests. It is a special honor to participate in today's entrance ceremony and to receive the honorary doctorate of your university. This distinction is something special for me because it comes from the Japanese scientific community, which I esteem highly and with which I have collaborating for 4 decades. This cooperation started with my unforgotten friend, late Professor Nishida, and with Professor Yamaguchi, who translated and published in Japanese my dissertation on cybercrime already in the 1980s. Receiving an honorary doctorate from your university is, above all, a great honor because Waseda is one of the world's leading global universities. I'm proud to have had the privilege of cooperating with Waseda for 3 decades, especially with former President Nishihara, Vice President Professor Kai, Professor Taguchi, and other colleagues in outstanding research projects. I would like to warmly thank President Tanaka and all his colleagues for the honorary doctorate of Waseda and for our long-lasting cooperation. It was and continues to be a great pleasure for me. I'm really overwhelmed by this award. Dear students, knowing Waseda's excellence from my personal experience, I congratulate you on your most promising start to your academic career. From today, you will not only be studying at the very famous Waseda University in preparation for your later professional work. You can also benefit from the outstanding research of one of the world's leading research institutions. This research orientation aspect is essential for you because today's knowledge is changing rapidly. It is no longer sufficient to learn the wisdom of today. You must also acquire the methods of future-oriented research to master tomorrow's challenges. Our present age's unprecedented progress in science makes this virtually important. You can see the change and progress I speak of in many of the traditional and new disciplines that are explored and taught at Waseda. In the following, I will illustrate this change and the fascination of research in my own discipline of criminal law. Criminal law is often considered to be traditional, static, and based on dead letters. But as we'll see, this is not the case. Since most of you are not lawyers, I shall begin with a short note on what criminal law is. Criminal law contains the main rules relating to crime. Its basic concept for dealing with crime is to impose serious harm and serious ethical blame on persons that have culpably committed a crime. By imposing punishment for past crimes, it seeks to prevent and deter perpetrators and the general public from committing future crimes. However, the aim of criminal law is not only to prosecute the culpable perpetrators, but also to protect innocent citizens from infringements of their rights by applying special criminal law guarantees. Thus, balancing security and liberty is one of the most crucial challenges of criminal law policy. At present, we are facing important shifts in the traditional area of law. My research hypothesis is that these changes can be traced back to the technological, economic, and societal changes in our society. These changes are, first, globalization, second, so-called risk society, and third, information society. In the following, I will illustrate how these three fundamental shifts in society also are changing crime and criminal law, and how we can use our basic knowledge of these changes to develop better legal policy. Let me start with the first main change in today's society, the increasing globalization. Globalization not only entails increased interaction with foreign persons, including students, of which I see so many here in the hall, nor is it limited to the cross-border exchange of goods, services, and data. Globalization also enhances transnational crime. This can be witnessed, for example, in complex forms of international economic crime, with perpetrators acting in multiple countries. It becomes even more obvious in flourishing global crime markets, especially those dealing on drugs, weapons, or the trade in human organs. The investigation of these global crimes requires simultaneous activities by different national authorities in a multitude of states, as well as mechanisms for collecting evidence and catching perpetrators abroad. However, this process creates fundamental problems for our traditional criminal law systems. These criminal law systems are national systems, and their decisions are only valid on the territory of their own countries. A Japanese arrest warrant, for example, cannot be executed on the sovereign territory of Germany without a process of recognition in that state. This leads to a discrepancy. While perpetrators can move freely around the globe, judicial decisions cannot cross national borders without recognition processes. These procedures take on different forms, but the underlying problem they seek to solve is essentially the same. The various national criminal laws differ from state to state, and recognition procedures are used to safeguard the integrity of the national legal orders. We want to avoid violating our human rights standards by supporting foreign procedures contradicting these standards, and for that reason, we have to check foreign decisions before their recognition. The only way to avoid these recognition procedures is therefore to harmonize our national criminal laws, especially with respect to the scope of criminalization and the guarantees of criminal law. Based on this idea, the European Union now enables smoother cooperation in criminal matters by providing similar human rights standards and by importing mutual trusts in the European criminal justice systems. This forms the basis of a direct, fast recognition of foreign decisions without checks. The so-called European arrest warrant is an impressive example. It has shortened delays in investigating transnational crime considerably. The conclusion of this analysis is clear. Due to the increasing globalization, we need more comparative legal research, more international harmonization of criminal law, improved procedures for international cooperation, and in some areas, even supranational criminal law. This leads to a fundamental change in criminal law in the global society. Criminal law, which for a long time has been national domain, is becoming more and more international. The legal researchers of Waseda University have therefore rightly contributed considerably to legal comparative work. The second main change in today's society is the emergence of the so-called risk society. On the objective level, this catchword describes the emergence of new threats, including new risks of crime. Such risks can be seen, for example, in the area of terrorism. Other examples include risks in the financial markets, as revealed by the manipulations of the American bank Lehman Brothers. On the subjective level of people, these risks lead to an increase in the population's fear of crime. People are therefore demanding not only the imposition of retrospective punishment for past crimes, but also more future-oriented security and risk prevention measures. This has led to a second paradigm shift in crime control. In many areas, public criminal policy is today no longer dominated by traditional backward-looking questions of culpability and punishment, but by future-oriented notions of risks and damage. This paradigm shift can be seen within and outside criminal law. Within criminal law, many states are intensifying the criminalization of preparatory acts, such as collecting chemicals for a future terrorist attack, or just leaving the country with the intention to get a terrorist education. It is, however, questionable whether and to what extent such combinations of neutral acts, just leaving the country, with a criminal intentions alone are not punishable, whether this combination should really be classified as a crime. Outside criminal law, we see an increasing use of alternative preventive legal regimes for the control of future crime, such as police law reacting to danger, administrative criminal law, intelligence law used against terrorism, or even the laws of war in the so-called war on terror or war against drugs. As a consequence, criminal law is becoming part of a new preventive architecture of security law. This new security law can be quite effective. However, many of these new preventive legal regimes lack the safeguards which we have developed in criminal law since the Enlightenment. For future legal policy, this means considering the changes of risk society we should use these preventive systems and constructions of crime control. The development of this new architecture of security law, as we call it, however, must be complemented by a new architecture of civil liberties and guarantees. These problems of crime control, caused by globalization and by the risk society, are increased, are merging, and are compounded by a third mentioned change: the emergence of information society, which is dominated and which has a dominant role by information technology, and in the future, artificial intelligence. Regarding the special globalization of crime in the information society, the Internet allows perpetrators to access millions of inadequately protected computer systems around the globe and to manipulate high-value targets on other continents within milliseconds, all from the safety of their home. Perpetrators can even hide their location by using anonymity networks like Tor, virtual private networks, darknet services, and encryption, so the police don't even know where to investigate in the global cyberspace and in which country to ask for legal assistance. This globalization in cyberspace is accompanied by new special threats of the risk society in the DP, in the IT environment. The first reason for this new risk increase in cybercrime is the dependency of our information society on the security of IT systems. We entrust our most important assets and processes to computer systems. For example, money transfer systems, credit card transactions, business secrets, air traffic control, hospital computers, military defense systems. They are all administered by computers and accessible via often insecure data lines. Attacks on these elementary infrastructures can have disastrous consequences in the risk society. Just imagine a criminal hacking of a nuclear power station. The second reason for this increasing risks in the information society is the power which information can give its owner, especially if it's personal data. This power of access to personal data can not only be seen in the powerful mass distribution of information, for example, by botnets. Even more interesting is the power based on the collection and analysis of mass personal data, which enables its owner to predict and influence the behavior of people. The resulting potential for financial gains with the help of mass data analysis can be seen daily in the form of targeted online business promotion based on a person's previously accessed websites. The power based on personal data is especially dangerous if mass personal data are used to influence political elections, which form the heart of our democratic systems. Such issues arose in the US in the aftermath of the Trump elections with regard to Cambridge Analytica. Nowadays, elections can be influenced in more ways than just by mailing political advertisements to carefully selected voters. Knowing, for example, that a certain voter is critical of immigrants, one can flood him with an abundance of even true news about criminal migrants. In the end, he will be convinced of the serious risks posed by immigration and cast his vote accordingly, especially if he is living in his internet bubble. This problem of privacy protection will increase considerably with the advance of artificial intelligence. Already the pool of personal data available for analysis, with or without artificial intelligence, is enormous. Sources include telephone data, mail content analysis, banking and credit data, recording of travel through public video surveillance, to name just a few. Many people are not fully aware of this recording of their data. For example, if you use the voice assistant of your iPhone, all conversations near the phone are recorded and analyzed, possibly also for advertising purposes and for the next elections. For responding to these new challenges of the information society, we can first refer to the general solutions already developed with respect to globalization and the risk society. Furthermore, we need additional solutions for the specific legal problems of information and information technology. In many areas, this requires a new information law and information criminal law. This leads to a third paradigm shift, which is caused to the fact that there is a big difference between corporal data and incorporal data, and the rules which we have developed in the last century for corporate data do not fit for immaterial data. Another example where we need special regulations for IT systems is consent of infringements of privacy. This could be defined and especially enforced in a special way to ensure better protection of personal data on the internet. Thus, the decisive question is, how can we deal with these new issues and find the best solution for all these new challenges? My answer is by conducting more research, which is oriented towards the relevant basic problems, but which can also be applied in practice. The German engineer Robert Bosch once said, "There is nothing more practical than a good theory." And Max Planck, who gave the name to our institutes, said in a similar way, "Knowledge must precede application." For this reason, I want to encourage, especially the students assembled here today, please do not limit your studies to memorizing the knowledge of today. In the later stages of your studies, you should also get acquainted with research methods for gaining new knowledge, and you should discover the fascination of scientific research at home or abroad. The university which you are entering today provides an ideal basis for such an approach. I wish you good luck and success in setting forth to these new horizons offered by your university. どうもありがとうございました。
Thank you very much, Professor Zieber. This concludes today's honorary doctoral conferral ceremony. Now, I would like to introduce the senior deans as well as the undergraduate and graduate deans in attendance today. First, Senior Dean of the Faculty of Political Science and Economics and Dean of the School of Political Science and Economics, Professor Norikazu Kawagishi. Senior Dean of the Faculty of Letters, Arts and Sciences, and Dean of the School of Culture, Media and Society, Professor Akio Kawajiri. Senior Dean of the Faculty of Science and Engineering, Professor Atsushi Takeuchi. Senior Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Dean of the School of Social Sciences, and Dean of the Graduate School of Social Sciences, Professor Ji Lu. Senior Dean of the Faculty of Sports Sciences, Professor Jun Tsuchiya. Senior Dean of the Faculty of International Research and Education and Dean of the School of International Liberal Studies, Professor Taisaku Ikeshima. Dean of the School of Fundamental Science and Engineering and Dean of the Graduate School of Fundamental Science and Engineering, Professor Nozomu Togawa. Dean of the School of Creative Science and Engineering and Dean of the Graduate School of Creative Science and Engineering, Professor Shigeki Sugano. Dean of the School of Advanced Science and Engineering and Dean of the Graduate School of Advanced Science and Engineering, Professor Shinji Wakao. Dean of the Graduate School of Political Science, Professor Takahiko Tanaka. Dean of the Graduate School of Economics, Professor Hideki Konishi. Dean of the Graduate School of Commerce, Professor Keiichi Hasegawa. Dean of the Graduate School of Sports Sciences, Professor Yasuaki Muto, but today he is away on official business. Next, Dean of the Graduate School of Asia Pacific Studies, Professor Hitoshi Mitomo. Dean of the Graduate School of Japanese Applied Linguistics, Professor Mina Kobayashi. Dean of the Graduate School of Information, Production and Systems, Professor Kohei Tatsumi. As I mentioned at the beginning, the graduate school is located in our Kitakyushu campus, and the Dean Tatsumi is now attending the entrance ceremony there. Next, Dean of the Graduate School of Environment and Energy Engineering, Professor Masafumi Katsuta. Dean of the Graduate School of International Culture and Communication Studies, Professor Mitsuhiro Yoshimoto. Dean of the Graduate School of Business and Finance, Professor Shigeru Asaba. This concludes the introductions of senior deans, undergraduate and graduate deans. Next, we will sing the alma mater together. Please stand. Remove your hat if you have one. And sing verses 1 through 3. Our new students, follow the cheerleading club members by raising your right hand high and sing with enthusiasm. Our guests are also welcome to join and sing along. You can find the song lyrics on the screen in the front or the event program if you can read Hirakana, and we also have an English translated version there. Thank you very much. Please take your seats. This concludes the fall 2019 Waseda University undergraduate and graduate school entrance ceremony and honorary doctoral conferral ceremony. Congratulations to all our new students and welcome to Waseda University. Thank you very much.